we're going to continue to monitor this. This is a press conference from the Ways and Means Committee in Congress, which has decided to approve the release of Donald Trump's tax returns. As you will recall, they have been handed over by the IRS to Congress, or by the Treasury Department to Congress. And Ryan Neal is now saying that they're going through them to see whether anything needs to be redacted. Our apologies to those of you who are watching Joy's show. This has developed just in the last few minutes, and we've had to just sort of take over and determine what's going on here. Let's discuss what this is all about. I want to bring in Ryan Nobles. He's a Capitol Hill correspondent for NBC News. He joins me now. Ryan, thanks for being with us. For those who have not been following this particularly closely, although I think the whole country's been following this for the last several years, these are the Donald Trump tax returns that Donald Trump fought for a very, 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 very long time to keep from the public. Lay out what has happened here. The Ways and Means Committee has received these tax returns, and they have decided that after certain review and redactions, they will, in fact, release these to the public, which would have been a normal course of practice for most presidential candidates.
Yeah, and Ali, if you go even further back, Donald Trump actually did say that he wanted to release these to the public when he initially was a presidential candidate, but said that he was unable to because he was being audited by the IRS. That was a long time ago. That audit has since been completed, and this was a process by the Ways and Means Committee in the United States Congress more than 3 years ago, as you heard Chairman Neal say there. They requested access to this information for a number of reasons. They wanted to see whether or not there was any conflict of interest between the former president's business dealings and his work in the White House. And they also believed it was important for public transparency for a candidate for president. And the Supreme Court agreed with them. Now, what we still don't know yet is the form and fashion in which this information will be released. And that was something Republicans complained about in their press conference prior to what Richie Neal and the Ways and Means Committee Democrats unveiled, saying that they weren't exactly sure exactly what they were agreeing to here or not agreeing to in the case of the Republicans. We know they're going to release a report of some kind about their investigation into Trump's business and personal finance record as it relates to his presidency, and that there will be supporting documents attached to that said report. Now, the assumption you can make is that those supporting documents will be these tax returns, but the committee is going to go through and redact certain aspects of it for personal information, getting rid of Social Security numbers, addresses, phone numbers, things along those lines. So this is something, that a lot of people have been waiting to see for quite some time, and there's a lot of questions that could potentially be answered as a result of gleaning this information. What type of businessman was Donald Trump? Was he really as successful as he said he was? Did he pay all the taxes that he should have paid if he were such a successful businessman? And then also how much money he donated to charity, things along those lines. And then, of course, any type of business, success that he had overseas, business dealings that he had with individuals that had direct access to the government while he was president. So these are all things that could potentially be uncovered here over the next couple of days. It's not exactly clear exactly when this information will become public, but we should point out, Ali, that the Democrats only have control of this information for about 2 weeks before Republicans take control of the House of Representatives. So they're going to want to get this stuff out as quickly as possible.
Ryan, what are they looking at in terms of redactions or things that Richie Neal suggests may not be released to the public? What falls into that category?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, and they're not 100% clear. They weren't 100% clear about that. I mean, we know, the most sensitive information will be redacted. That would mean Social Security numbers, addresses of specific people that were involved in, because keep in mind, this was not just the former president's personal tax information, but it was also tax returns that were associated with some of his businesses. So anybody that was connected to his business whose personal information may be involved in that. We know that at a base level, that could be redacted, but there could be other information that they view, because keep in mind, what they're going to do is issue a report about what they have discovered through the course of this process, and that the tax information will be supplemental information connected to that report. So there may be information within these taxes that could be somewhat superfluous, that they don't find necessary to their overall conclusions of these report, that may not be a part of it, but that still remains to be seen, and that's something we may not know until they actually issue this report here in the coming days.
Right.